Chelsea Public Schools, and for kids only. El objetivo del programa, the goal. The goal for this year's summer program at the complex is to offer our students an enriching summer program that encourages thinking outside of the box. We want to be inventive with our curriculum, ensuring that our students can participate, can practice the skills they need while having fun to do it. El objetivo del programa de verano de este año es en el complejo, se ofrece a nuestros estudiantes un programa de verano enriquecedor que fomente el pensamiento, pensar más allá. Queremos ser creativos con nuestro plan de estudios para garantizar que nuestros estudiantes puedan practicar las habilidades que necesitan mientras se divierten haciéndolo. Seguimos con the goal. We also know that it is important to offer our students a program which ensures that they have opportunities to be outside, to socialize with old and new friends, and also to be able to have experiences that go beyond the complex. La meta, seguimos, también sabemos que es importante ofrecer a nuestros estudiantes un programa que asegure que tendrán la oportunidad de estar afuera, socializar con viejos y nuevos amigos, y también poder tener experiencias que van más allá del complejo. Finally, we know that it's important to build a summer program which fits the needs of not just our students, but also their families. That is why we are excited that this summer, CPS and FKO will be joining forces to create a summer program that fits all of those needs. Finalmente, sabemos que es importante crear un programa de verano que se ajuste a las necesidades que no solo de los estudiantes, sino también de sus familias. Es por eso que estamos emocionados de que este verano las escuelas públicas de Chelsea y FKO van a unir sus fuerzas para crear un programa de verano que se adapte a todas estas necesidades. Aquí está el plan. Here's the plan. The plan for this upcoming summer is to provide our students and families at the complex a summer program that offers a full day program, Monday through Friday, that runs throughout the entire summer. El plan para este próximo verano es brindarles a nuestros estudiantes y familias en el complejo un programa de verano que ofrece un programa de día completo, lunes a viernes, durante todo el verano. We are also planning to create a summer program which offers the best that both CPS and FKO provide, such as outstanding and enriching instruction, hands-on learning, field trip opportunities, community engagement, health and wellness activities, and summer fun. El plan. También estamos planificando crear un programa de verano que ofrezca lo mejor tanto como las escuelas públicas de Chelsea y FKO, como instrucción sobresaliente, enriquecedora, aprendizaje práctico, oportunidades de excursiones, participación en la comunidad, actividades de salud y bienestar, y un verano divertido. Ahora podemos abrir a todos para preguntas. Right now we can open up if we have some people that would like to ask some questions, and then we'll take about, vamos a tomar 5 minutos para eso, porque vamos a seguir después con otras cosas de presentación.
Just to confirm, Malik, you want me to continue with the recording, right?
Sure.
Okay, vamos a comenzar con Luz. We're going to begin with the questions. Luz.
Sí, muy buenos días. Tengo una duda. Dice que el programa va a ser de lunes a viernes. ¿Tiene que ser obligación que tienen que ir o uno puede mandar a los niños los días que uno quiera?
Eso es lo que estamos tratando de planificar. Porque para nosotros de Chelsea Public Schools, siempre cuando los estudiantes están en el programa de verano, siempre de lunes hasta jueves. Hay opciones si están en FKO, por eso estamos empezando con esa aventura para juntarnos, pero ese tipo de preguntas vamos a tratar que planificar a seguido. We're still looking. The question was, do we have students? If summer school students sign up, if families sign up their children for summer school, do they need to attend Monday through Friday? In Chelsea Public Schools, when we offer in all of our summer schools, we run Monday through Thursday, and we ask for participation in all of those days. FKO has different options. And Brianna is here from FKO. If she would like to chime in, Brianna is the executive director, assistant executive director for FKO. But this is one of the questions that we are discussing in part of our work. This question here is really what we're trying to do today is this is the first of probably many meetings that or multiple meetings that we'll have to try to make sure that we create a program that fits everybody's needs. Brianna, do you want to chime in with some of the conversation with that question?
Good morning, everybody. I think you handled it well, Malik. For kids only after school, we do often allow for enrollment to be anywhere from 2 to 5 days per week. But we are looking to partner with Chelsea Public Schools this summer to see if we can merge the two programs together and have summer school and FKO operate as one. And in that, we may be looking at a Monday through Thursday option for families. And that's something that we're looking to get that feedback from all of you guys in the upcoming survey.
So let me interject for a second, if I may. There's a couple of questions in the chat. There's 3 to be specific, and we're gonna handle those questions in a second. But one that I really want to make sure we mentioned that I know was not mentioned at the beginning is Malik's position at Chelsea Public Schools, and I'll let him do that himself. Pero queríamos reconocer que hay 3 preguntas en el chat. Antes de llegar a ellas, lo primero que queremos hacer es reconocer y dejar que Malik se presente cuál es su posición en las escuelas públicas de Chelsea.
Es que yo hablo con todo el mundo acá en Chelsea. Yo pensé que todo el mundo me conocía. My name is Malik Howshan. I am the Extended Learning Coordinator for Chelsea. And my newly created position, going back to last July, is to work and create and work with local partners like we're doing with FKO to build after school and outside of school opportunities for all of our students in Chelsea from K through 12. And this is one of hopefully many partnerships that we can build here in Chelsea. Mi nombre es Malik Howshan. Yo soy nuevo Extended Learning Coordinador de Chelsea Public Schools. Mi trabajo es para ayudar y crecer programas entre de kinder hasta secundaria por todos los días de fuera del horario normal de escuela, verano, durante vacación y después de la escuela. Y es como lo primer como proyecto para compartir y tener como colaboración con una buen programa tipo FKO que ya tenemos en el complejo, y lo que vamos a estar tratando de hacer es creer y hacer un programa que está buenísimo para los estudiantes y las familias de complejo.
Thank you. Very good. Another question in the chat that we can maybe get to is so here's one of many. When will the summer be held? Now maybe we can take that question and then we go back to somebody right here with their hand up. La pregunta es, ¿cuándo va a ser el programa de verano y cuándo se van a unir estos dos programas? ¿Cuándo comenzarían?
So I'll answer, I will go in English and Spanish first. So the plan is to start summer school on July 5th. July 4th is the Monday, so it will be Tuesday, July 5th. One of the questions that we're going to be asking you for feedback is we are looking at options for summer school ending on July 28th, which is the regular 4 weeks. But you will also have the option of, we're looking to think about having an option for extended all the way through August, and that's part of the question, and that's part of why we're working with FKO to make sure that we can offer programs that will fit the needs of all of our parents. En efecto. Para empezar, vamos a empezar con el programa de Summer School, de escuela de verano, el 5 de julio, porque 4 de julio es un lunes, y tenemos 2 opciones, una por como un mes, terminando como el 28 de julio. Eso es lo que vamos a hacer por toda la ciudad, de la secundaria, de la secundaria, de varios programas programa de verano. Pero también estamos planificando y tratar de buscar opciones para ustedes, para poder tener programa de verano que sigue entre de julio hasta el fin de agosto.
Blanca Archilla. Espero que lo haya dicho correcto. Blanca, you have your hand up. I think you're next.
Yes, my question is, how do we sign up?
Well, that's a fantastic question. And these are all things that we are working on. We believe we have an idea. You know, a lot of the signups we're going to have to, FKO and ourselves are going to have to work to make sure that we can ensure that we do signups that fit the needs of both of these programs. But know that the signups, we will be working hand in hand with our family liaisons and our principals at the complex to make sure that we get, when we do have that information. And by the way, we want to have that information as soon as possible for everybody so we can all plan properly for summer. When we have that exact information of when signups start, we will work with our family liaisons, our schools, and FKO to get that information out to everybody, especially all the families at the complex. La pregunta es, ¿cuándo podemos firmar o hacer como un sign up para empezar con el programa? Y la respuesta es algo que estamos discutiendo ya. Lo más como tempranito en el año, lo mejor para planificar para todo el mundo. Y lo que vamos a hacer es trabajar con los family liaisons y administración de complejo para cuando tenemos toda esa información, podemos enviar rápidamente todo lo que tenemos para las familias de complejo.
Next question. Monique. Next, próxima pregunta, Monique.
Hi, yeah. So I might be misspeaking here, but I believe last year CPS and FKO offered a grant for children of Chelsea location. Is that going to be the case this year as well?
I will let Brianna take that. And then Johnny, do you want to translate for Brianna after?
Sure, I can do that.
Thank you,
La
Johnny.
la pregunta fue primero que si el año pasado, ella no está segura si fue correcto o no, pero que Chelsea recibió un grant que fue un beneficio de dinero para apoyar estos programas, para que los niños participen en FKO. Esto será igual para este verano.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Monique, for your question. Yes, last year we did have a grant that helped families with the cost of attending the FKO portion. We do plan to have that grant back again this summer and hopefully additional grants as well. We're working on those right now. So it is our hope that we will have opportunities for families to come to the full summer program at FKO at no cost. And it'll be really important that you answer the survey following up to this call so that we can know how many families are interested to make sure that we bring in enough scholarship support to have that free program option for as many families as are in need.
Thanks so much.
Sí, es correcto. El año pasado hubo un beneficio financiero que apoyó a muchas familias para recibir apoyo y para que sus hijos participen en el programa de verano. Entonces es muy importante que al final de esta llamada puedan ustedes llenar la encuesta que se va a compartir para poder ver qué tanto interés hay en que sus niños participen en el programa para así determinar el costo, que por lo general va a ser gratis, pero entonces queremos ver cuánto interés hay para determinar cómo va a apoyar esto en el programa. Okay, thank you very much. And I think we had, let's see who is next. iPhone 857 something. iPhone, ¿puede hacer su pregunta?
Tengo una pregunta. Ayer yo inscribí a mi hijo en un programa de la escuela. ¿Ese es lo mismo? ¿Tiene que ver lo mismo programa o tenemos que hacer otra aplicación que pueda ser igual?
¿Cuál aplicación llenó?
County Springboard.
Perdón.
Si es lo de Springboard, es otro programa. Lo de Springboard está empezando ya. Y hace como 2 días después de escuela, lo que estamos discutiendo y hablando sobre ahora mismo es para verano. Es otro programa.
¿Cuál es? Y sobre el programa de verano, ¿ya saben a qué hora será el programa o aún no?
Te cortaste un poco.
The
¿De
hours.
nuevo?
Just about the hours of the program. El horario del programa.
Yeah, would it be morning or just or later?
So this is the question that we're asking you guys to answer for us. What do you want? Esa es la pregunta que estamos teniendo para ustedes. ¿Qué quieren? Porque hay posibilidades que podemos tener un programa de 8 a 5, a todo el día, lunes a viernes, para las familias que están trabajando todo el día. También, esta parte de la encuesta que vamos a enviar, y cuando recibe, por favor, la encuesta, puede decir exactamente lo que quieres y lo que necesita para que podamos hacer un programa que sirve la necesidad de todo el mundo.
Okay.
So the question was kind of what we talked about earlier. What is summer school going to look like? And again, this is why it's really important that we're doing this meeting right now, this early, because this is helping us with our planning. And the survey that we will be sending home, and I'll explain the survey in a couple of minutes to everybody. And the survey that we will be sending home will have what is it that the families of the complex are looking for. Half day, full day, through July, through August. That's part of what we're trying to gather the information of. And what I can do here, and maybe Yolanda, maybe you can help me with this. I know it seems like we have a lot of questions. So Yolanda, maybe you can put my email in the chat. And if we don't get to everybody's questions, you can feel free to email me, and maybe I'll add that into our surveys before we send those out to the families as well. Hay muchas preguntas acá. Y lo que estoy preguntando, Yolanda, si puede poner mi correo electrónico en el chat. Y también yo lo voy a ponerlo en la encuesta cuando lo enviamos a la casa, porque si tienen preguntas y no podemos llegar a ti hoy, pueden enviarme un email y le puede ayudar por allá.
And before we get to Maria's question, I know Carla just raised her hand as well. Before we get to you, I'd like to go back to the chat and highlight a few other questions. Antes de responderle la pregunta de María y Carla, que acabo de alzar la mano, vamos a responder algunos comentarios y preguntas en el chat. Comenzando con Dalila, espero que ya su pregunta haya sido respondida, la de que si tendrá algún costo alguno y qué horarios serían. So that's one question in the chat, if there's going to be a cost and what are the hours. I think that question has been answered. We'll make sure we get to that as well. And then when can we apply for the summer program? ¿Cuándo podemos aplicar para el programa de verano? También se respondió. And the other question is about will the slides be available online in Class Dojo? Si esta presentación va a ser compartida en Class Dojo. And I can answer that quickly and say that we are recording this session like we mentioned at the beginning, and we will be sharing the recording so that you have access to this and be able to go back and revisit some of the questions. Vamos a compartir la grabación que estamos haciendo de esta presentación para que al final pueda usted regresar y revisar lo que se conversó en el día de hoy. And let's see, what was the other one? La otra pregunta. ¿Dónde podemos contactarlo? Yeah, that's just been mentioned. Where can we be? When we can,
Transportation.
yeah. And,
The question is about, are we gonna have transportation?
Yes.
So that's something that we're talking about. It's difficult. I'll be honest with you. It's a transportation is always difficult. It is part of the discussion. And it is also one of those questions that is on the survey. So please, when you get the survey, fill that out. That will help us to do as much as we can to get transportation for the families. Había una pregunta por transportación. Transportación es súper complicado, súper difícil, cuesta un montón, pero vamos a ver si posiblemente podemos fijar una manera que tenerlo. También cuando recibe como la encuesta, parte de la encuesta de una pregunta es si quiere si quiere transportación, si necesita transportación, por favor, de nuevo, cuando recibe la encuesta, por favor, llénalo y envíalo a nosotros para que podamos seguir en esa conversación.
Malik, now with the questionnaires, are they going to be shared in Class Dojo and will be sending home hard copies? Tocante
Yeah.
la encuesta, vamos a enviar las copias con los niños y también vamos a postear en Class Dojo.
Sí, ya tenemos digital que podemos enviar el link para todo el mundo, pero también vamos a hacer como copias en papel, en inglés y en español, para que podamos enviarlo con los estudiantes a la casa. Ojalá eso pueda pasar como esa semana, lo más rapidito podemos recibirlos, lo más rapidito podemos seguir planificando. So there was a question about, Yolanda asked it about the surveys. We have a digital copy. The link will be sent out to all of you. And maybe we want to also send out this presentation as well. We can, if we would like, because I also will see in the next couple of minutes at the end of the presentation, there's an area where we'll say, click here for the survey, or as click acá. So, there's a digital copy, but we will have paper copies that we will get out hopefully by the end of the week to families, to the students at the complex, and they can take them home and they can be brought back to us so we can have a digital and a paper copy for our data.
Maria, maybe we can now go back to some of the hands that are raised. Maria, you can ask your question. Maria puede hacer su pregunta. Maria, ¿nos escucha? Can you hear us, Maria? If not, then we can go to Carla. Carla, you can ask your question.
Good morning, buenos días. I'm glad to see you, everyone, y sí, siento que es una buena idea este programa. Creo que van a haber muchas familias interesadas porque es una comunidad trabajadora, así que necesitamos que los niños en este verano estén haciendo algo de provecho. Y mi pregunta es si va a estar los niños con necesidades especiales, van a estar como... lo van a aceptar en el programa.
La pregunta, de nuevo, Carla, por favor, la pregunta fue.
Si los niños con necesidades especiales están incluidos.
Estamos hablando de eso. Yo creo que sí. Vamos a tratar, vamos a tener ese programa de lo de Special Needs de Extended School Year. Eso seguramente vamos a tener. Estamos tratando que tener opciones para que puedan compartir también en el día entero con FKO. Eso es parte de lo que estamos tratando que planificar. Pero seguramente vamos a tener un programa en verano para lo de Special Needs, 100%.
Yo tengo una pregunta.
Gracias.
Before we get to that question, do we want to say, can we say that in English?
Oh, yeah, sorry. The question was about, and it was a good question from Carla. The question was about, with families with special needs students, will they be able to participate in the summer program? And the answer is 100%. We are having a special needs program like we always do, where it talks about, like everything in summer school, trying to take what we've done in the past and really expand upon it and make it just a great experience for the students. I know, and maybe Brianna, if you want to chime in on this, feel free to, but I know that is one of the things that we are speaking about, is how can we extend this full day option with FKO to the families who have students with special needs. That is part of the discussion. So again, when you receive the survey, make sure that you add that in so we can continue in that conversation. Brianna, did you want to chime in about that? I know we had talked about that.
Nope, I think you answered it well. FKO we have a commitment to inclusion, and we try to do our very best to include all students in our program and provide the accommodations that are needed. We do want to make sure that we have a safe program for the children that are attending. So that is why the conversations are happening, to make sure we have the right supports in place for those students who have particular needs. But please feel free to reach out directly to, Malik or myself if you have specific questions about your child. And our goal is to have them all included as we can.
Sí, FKO tiene un compromiso con la inclusión de todos los estudiantes y definitivamente quiere seguir trabajando para incluir a todos los estudiantes, incluyendo los de necesidades especiales, para que participen en los programas. Entonces, definitivamente vamos a seguir trabajando para eso. I know we have more hands up. Let's go to the next person. Was Shanika Keynes. La siguiente pregunta era Shanika Keynes.
Good morning. I wanted to know, is this something that's like on a first come first basis, or is it an opportunity available to every Chelsea student?
So, Shanika, that's a good question. That's something that we've been talking about. Right now, we're trying to figure out how many spots we properly serve, because we do not have an unlimited budget.
Okay.
There's 2,000 students at the complex, and we know that we simply can't do that. But we are currently looking at ways, which is again why we're doing the survey, because we need to know how many families are going to be interested in, and we will work hard to do as much as we can to fit the needs of as many families as we can. That's about as much as I can tell you right now, because based on, you can tell by, my sincerity here that I would love to have something for 2,000 kids. It's not possible, but we'll work extremely hard to fit the needs of as many families and as many students as we can. I think so just so you know, I believe our numbers will be able to provide, through this work with FKO, we will be able to support more students than we did last year. I believe last year our numbers were about 90 at the CPS summer school. That's when I started. And that's part of the reason why we're working with FKO again. But I don't have that number for you right now.
Okay. I was asking because a lot of the summer programs in Chelsea have like a limited number, basically first come, first serve type thing. So thanks for clearing it up.
Yeah, we'll work on it. We'll work out as hard as we can on it, okay?
All right, thank you.
Okay. La pregunta de Shanika fue, ¿cuántos estudiantes podemos tener ese verano en ese programa que estamos haciendo juntitos con FKO? Y la verdad no sabemos todavía. Estamos tratando y planificando por tener lo más que posible, porque el dinero es limitado y los maestros son limitados. Deberemos saber, y ustedes deben saber, que vamos a tratar de servir lo más que podemos, pero como no tenemos ese número todavía.
Muy bien, so we continue. I think the person was Cynthia. La siguiente pregunta era Cynthia. Va a hacer su pregunta.
Okay, I have my quick question. If, like me as a mom, I would like to be more focused in the program, even though it's a summer program, to help us like have some time to do other stuff that we won't have our kids alone with just anyone. But is there any chance that at least like, well, I'm actually suggesting it, like each of our parents can be volunteer to at least be in, like, help you guys at least one day a week, definitely, so we can collaborate with you guys. Since there's so many kids that I know they would like to join the summer program and everything, would it be helpful if us as parents volunteer one day? It doesn't have to be the same day, like every parent in there, but I would think it would be helpful for you guys and for more chances for kids to be allowed in the program.
So Cynthia, that was a fantastic question and comment. You know, family participation in anything that we're doing at schools is always appreciated and wonderfully received. Part of the reason why we're working with FKO is that even though we might only have one summer school program, the idea is we should be able to double up our workforce, and that will allow more adults in the rooms to support. And this is where we get to maybe serving a larger number of students. But Cynthia, please do me a favor, please. My email is in the comment section. And Yolanda or Alexa, maybe if you can put it up again. Cynthia, send me an email and I will do my best to speak with, you know, everybody involved to see how can we come up with creative ways to get our families and our parents that want to be involved in any of our school, but especially in summer school, more involved. Having COVID made it tough, but now that we're hopefully moving out of the last couple of years, you know, the ability to have families involved should increase as well. So Cynthia, please send me an email and I will 100% get back to you on that. Okay.
Next question, Alex Jackson.
Yes, good morning, guys. This is really great information. I just have a quick question about, is this for families that aren't already part of the FKO program? Because if you have kids that are in there now in the in the after school program that are going to already enroll in the summer program, is this something on top of that, or is this for something else?
Brianna, I'll give you the honor for that one, Brianna.
Sure. Thanks for the question. And I'm glad your kiddos come to us right now. So no, this is not something separate. This is actually an enhancement to our summer program. So what we're hoping to do this summer is to combine the two programs as much as we can so that families that do want their children to go to summer school, but also have the benefit of a full day, full summer program, can go to both. So your child, if they're already planning on coming to the summer program, could have the option to also have this educational portion in the of summer school that we're trying to work through. So once we hear from families of what the need is, we'll figure out how we can merge the two programs together and have the best offering for all kids at the complex. But families that are planning to come to FKO this summer should have the same benefits that those who weren't planning on having. I don't know if that answered it.
No, that absolutely answers my question. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Johnny, do you want to Johnny, go ahead, Johnny.
Yeah, I was going to go for it.
Yep.
La pregunta fue alrededor de que si los estudiantes que actualmente participan en FKO, que es el programa después de escuela, si también van a ser parte de este programa de verano o si es algo separado a lo que está actualmente implementado en el programa después de escuela. La respuesta es que la intención es de combinar estos dos programas de día entero para que los estudiantes que actualmente están en el programa puedan ir a los dos, puedan asistir a los dos. Entonces, al entender las necesidades de las familias, podemos determinar estas que se les va a ofrecer para los estudiantes que actualmente están en el programa de FKO y viceversa, los que van a participar en el programa de verano puedan también tomar beneficio de los programas después de escuela. Espero que esto haya respondido a la pregunta, pero en resumidas cuentas, la idea es de que todos los estudiantes en las escuelas públicas de Chelsea se beneficien del programa de FKO y los que están en FKO sigan disfrutando también del programa de verano. Okay.
Can I make a suggestion, Johnny? We have 4 more hands up. Why don't we answer these 4? Because we also want to make sure that we don't go extremely long because we want to be able to send this out to parents. So why don't we take these last 4 questions and then we can finish the presentation and then we can stop the recording and then we can hang on to answer maybe some more questions after, or we can put the link for the survey into the chat and we can have families fill out the surveys right now. Does that?
So yeah, I think that's a great plan.
Okay.
Vamos a comenzar con a terminar de responder las preguntas que están ahora con la mano arriba. Y vamos a también tomar en consideración algo de algunos de los comentarios que hay en el chat. Eventualmente vamos a también compartir la encuesta para que la empiecen a llenar y nos dejen saber sus opiniones acerca de esta nueva unión de los dos programas y poder ofrecer un programa que sirva a sus necesidades. Entonces vamos a continuar con Marlene Palacios. Marlene Palacios, you have a question. You can ask your question now.
Hi, so my question is, would you guys be integrating more academic stuff during the summer program, or is it just for the kids to like just go and have fun or be with somebody during the summer?
Yeah, that's a great question, Marlene. I will tell you that I had a meeting yesterday. We started this year an after-school program, a STEM program for our EL students. And they did engineering for the last couple of months, and it was fantastic. And I was meeting with Dr. Cunningham yesterday from Penn State, and we're going to be continuing with the idea of that we're going to be building math and literacy skills for all of our students through hands-on learning in STEM and engineering. It's worked out great. You know, we will have a focus on literacy reading and mathematics, but you know, but we also want to ensure that whatever work that we're doing, the kids are enjoying it, being hands-on, but we will have a strong academic supports for this summer school program, 110%. La pregunta fue qué tipo de instrucción vamos a ofrecer en verano. Y por saber, vamos a tener un super combo de todo, pero educación y instrucción para nosotros como estudiantes es súper importante en el verano. Vamos a tener como currículum de matemáticas y de ayudar de leer, pero por maneras que como divertido para los estudiantes y usar sus manos en crear y hacer como ciencias tipo STEM de, ¿cómo se llama en ingeniero, Johnny? Engineering.
Ingeniería.
Exacto. Este tipo de cosas. Entonces fue lo que estamos planificando es tener un combo de summer school, de escuela de verano, porque los estudiantes también tienen que disfrutar, pero es nuestro trabajo también para enseñar lo más que podemos en verano para que los estudiantes estén listos, súper preparados para septiembre.
Muy bien. So, continuamos con María. Todavía tiene su mano arriba. No sé si tiene alguna pregunta. You still have your hand up, María. We want to give you the opportunity to ask your question.
Hola, buenos días. Sí, mi pregunta es si los niños van a tener transporte.
Hablemos de eso antes. No sabemos todavía, María. Por la encuesta hay un parte que puede decir que es algo que necesita. Transportación es complicado, pero vamos a hacer lo más que podemos hacer.
Okay. Y otra pregunta, ¿y ese programa se va a pagar o es gratis?
De nuevo, hablemos de eso. Estamos tratando lo más que podemos para que si hay precio, está súper bajo. Pero no sabemos todavía, pero vamos a hacer lo más que podemos para que hay posibilidades para todas las familias del complejo.
Ok, muchas gracias.
Just for everybody, Maria was asking about if we're going to have transportation and if, you know, the program is going to, is there going to be a fee to it, a cost? And like we discussed earlier, we're going to do our best to see if transportation is possible. It's complicated. And the same thing with fees. We're going to do our best to make sure that we create programs that is doable for all of our families at the complex. These are questions. This is why we're doing this now. These are questions that we're going to be working together to answer.
Okay, muy bien. Very good. So, was there a couple, any other questions in the chat? I don't know if any of our, Yolanda, Alexa, had any other comments or
We've
questions?
been answering basically as we're going. Las preguntas que están en la charla, estamos preguntando, están preguntando y nosotros estamos contestando según entran. Si hay alguien que no se le contestó su pregunta, por favor, diga algo. If there's anyone that we did not respond to their chat, please speak up. And so we could answer. There's many questions coming in through the chat. We've tried to do our best to answer. But if there's any, please ask.
Mi pregunta en este programa is qualified for anybody or the person has to work para tener este programa. Tiene que trabajar para tener este programa o este programa es para todo el mundo aunque trabaje o no trabaje.
Ni modo, si trabaja, si no trabaja. Ese programa es para todos los estudiantes de complejo. La pregunta es, no tenemos espacio para todos los estudiantes de complejo. Es complicado. Perdón.
Diego, perdóname. ¿Y cómo vamos a saber que los otros entramos? La persona, no. ¿Cómo yo voy a saber si yo entré en el programa?
Pues después de la aplicación que vamos a hacer pronto y vamos a enviarlo cuando tenemos todo listo, vamos a enviarlo a la casa con los estudiantes. Y por saber, vamos a entre de los family liaisons y yo y todo el mundo, vamos a tener una respuesta para todas las aplicaciones lo más rapidito que podemos. Y la respuesta va a seguir con ese proceso. Pero estamos tratando, sabemos que no hay espacio para 2,000. Vamos a hacer lo que podemos, sinceramente.
Muchas gracias.
Un placer. The question was about, is the summer program for families that work, families that don't work? And when will people know if their students, their child is going to be a part of the program? These are all things that we're working on. We're offering this program to all of the students at the complex, but we can't have all of the students from the complex be in this program. I mean, we're going to be limited in numbers. So, but as soon as we get the program organized, after getting the feedback from families and we get the applications out, we will do our best to notify families ASAP, because everybody also needs to plan what is their summer going to look like.
I have Malik, there's a question on the chat. My son is a 6th grader at the complex in the Caminos program. Will he be able to qualify for this program? Meaning, está en el 6º grado en el programa Caminos. ¿Es elegible para participar en el programa de Summer School?
No, pero como podemos hacerlo en lo de middle school. Vamos a tener como lo mismo de programa de middle school, y si está en la 6ª, va a estar en la 7ª, vamos a tener oportunidad en el middle school, pero no por lo del complejo. Pero ya tenemos un programa para lo de middle school. Pero Yolanda, ¿era en inglés o en español?
They wrote it in English.
Okay, so I'm not sure the parent that wrote that. My email's there. If the parent can please send me an email directly, I will. We are getting ready to start a middle school, summer school planning as well. So once I have that information, once we get our site supervisor, I will get the name of the student and the parent right off to them, and we can work to ensure that they have summer school for the middle school.
Okay, I directed them your email to the person.
Okay, thank you.
So let's take one last question then here that we have Alan Jackson with the hand up. Vamos a tomar la última pregunta. Alan Jackson. Go ahead. No escuchamos, we can't hear you.
I think she already asked the question.
She already asked too.
Yeah, how about Maria? Did Maria ask her
I asked
question?
as well.
Yeah, I think both asked the question.
Okay, I think
But
we're good.
Alex,
Yeah.
No, we have-
Why don't we pause this here, because we want to make sure that we are able to get a video off to our families that is reasonable in time. And then, like I said, we can stay on and maybe let me finish my presentation first to talk about the the survey, la encuesta, and then we can stop and we can wait on. Does that work, Yolanda, for you?
Yes, it's Alan Jackson. Alan, did you have a question before we continue?
Yeah, well, for some reason we cannot hear you, Alan.
I think Alan already spoke because we have three.
Okay.
hands up. I think we talked with Alan and Cynthia Maria, and they're the ones with their hands up. I think they just didn't put their hands down.
Okay, so maybe we can, are we ready to drop the survey on the chat?
Yeah, let me just finish. I'll share my screen again.
I have a small suggestion. I'm Cynthia.
Hi, Cynthia.
Sorry. So I have since you guys are still working, if the program will have a certain charge and you guys don't know how much it would be, I would suggest that you guys can also try to get to an agreement with parents that will have a hard time with transportation, that we can also just pay for the transportation during the weekdays that we will have our kids there. Just because parents should think about it, it will be even cheaper instead of just having your kids in school with a program where they're learning. They're not just hanging around at home, just doing nothing. They will be doing something productive instead of just paying a babysitter for a full day, which would be more expensive than just paying for at least our transportation for our children. If it's possible to include it in the program, that will also be awesome, honestly, because on my point of view is, for me, it will be cheaper. I don't mind paying for child protection. I know some other parents have a hard time, but if there's any way that I can honestly, like, volunteer into trying to help someone and to get their kids to school, I don't mind, but I would suggest that the program could include the payment for the transportation, if it's possible.
Okay, la pregunta que hace Cintia, o más que todo una sugerencia, es de que si el programa no es gratis, que si de pronto por lo menos sea posible cubrir la transportación para las familias que han sugerido o preguntado por la opción de transportación, porque eso sería una gran ayuda para las personas poder participar en el programa. Entonces, es una sugerencia que ella quiere hacer para tomarla en consideración.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Bueno, lo puedo decir en español porque los papás que están aquí, creo que es algo más ayuda para nosotros, porque si nosotros dejamos nuestros niños en casa, no van a quedar en casa, igual tenemos que sacarlos de casa para llevarlos ante otra persona, lo cual nos sale un poquito más caro de que tener que pagar un mínimo precio por transportación, donde sabemos que nuestros hijos van a estar, van a tener un poco de diversión, no van a tener la misma rutina todos los días, van a estar aprendiendo. Entonces, si el programa no es tan costoso, pueden poner un poquito precio más del costo del programa para que pueda cubrir la transportación, porque si nosotros nos ponemos a ver ese punto de vista, es algo más económico que ir a pagar un día completo, que podemos tener un día que no podemos pagar la cantidad que pagamos por lo del babysitter, pero sí podemos cubrir lo del programa, lo cual igual creo que es una ayuda súper genial para nosotros, porque igual cuando tenemos babysitter, hay que recordar que nos ponen una hora hasta la tarde, no hasta las 5 ni 6, y si nos tardamos de recoger nuestros hijos, es otro dinero que tenemos que pagar. Entonces, en vez de pagar extra por recoger nuestros hijos más tarde, entonces podemos mejor ese pago extra, mejor que vaya al transporte de los niños para que puedan estar en el programa, que igual es otra forma de ahorro.
Gracias, Cynthia. All right, vamos a terminar. We need your help. It is our job to put together a program that fits your wishes and needs to create such an enriching and impactful program. We need your help. Your input on what you would like to see and how we format this program is vital. Necesitamos tu ayuda. En nuestro trabajo, formar un programa que se ajuste a sus deseos y necesidades para crear un programa tan enriquecedor y impactante, perdón. Necesitamos su ayuda, su opinión sobre lo que le gustaría ver y cómo formateamos este programa es muy importante. Y aquí llegamos a survey, la encuesta. Again, so we have a survey. You guys can't click here. We'll send the survey home with you. Lo mismo la encuesta. What I can do, or Yolanda, do you have both surveys, the links, or Alexa? All right, let me see if I can, Johnny, do we want to stop the recording now? And then I'll add in the, I'll add in the survey in the
The chat.
in the
Okay.
chat? Okay.
Yes, I'm stopping the recording now.